Everyone, hope everything is going well. Geoff Wilson is sick of conspiracy theories. He said this in a video last week regarding the Paul Skeens 101, where a lot of people were saying, hey, look, this doesn't pass the smell test. They don't even believe that this kid pulled a card. What I said is, hey, it looks weird. It was in a journal. It's 21st century. And oh, yeah, by the way, it doesn't pass the smell test. And also, why did it take Fanatics 20 some odd days to make it public when they had breaks where people were buying this, right? That's what people were upset about, right? But you have to remember, all these guys in the good old boy network, they have to suck up to Fanatics and Michael Rubin. But let's take a look.
Everything, and we're going to do a donation. I don't know what the specifics were, but I imagine that's all this was. We'll see, how often this happens in the future, but I'm not jumping at this point to any conspiracy theory thing. There's been way too many conspiracy theories surrounding this card, and I gotta say, I'm getting a little sick of all this conspiracy theory garbage when it comes to the sports card hobby. Yeah. Now every, I open up X on my phone, and that has become nothing but like a cesspool of conspiracy theory for politics for the last several years. But for sports cards now, it's like, man, like what?
So he's saying, oh, everything's a conspiracy theory and this and that. So you have to ask yourself the question, why do people think there are a lot of conspiracies in the hobby? Well, it's because guys like Geoff Wilson have engaged in hanky panky. And all of his buddies, he's covering up. We could use a conspiracy theory term. He covers up for the deep state of the hobby. That's right, the deep state of the hobby. He covers up for them. Okay? And we could even look at himself, right? I did this video, it must have been, 4 or 5 months ago. And it was regarding his pumping of Star 84. Right? Geoff Wilson, I said, needs to explain himself with the Star 84 card. Did he sell it to John Wise of Human Events or something like that? Or does he co-own the card? Why is the cert number different in the real last night than the card purchased from Dave in the YouTube video? Also, why show that it is a $144,000 profit when the card wasn't yours on Golden, right? Remember that? Is that a conspiracy theory? Is it a conspiracy theory that you hung out with shady dudes in reels like Curator, like the Otia sports guy? The list could go on and on and on and on. Like, weren't you in videos with reels with Daps? Didn't Daps do like ask women weird questions? I know everyone's going on Backyard Grant, but are you going to disassociate yourself from that dude? Like, come on, man. Come on. I mean, if you want to look at conspiracy theory, right? Where did the conspiracy theory emerge, right? The term. It was in the mid 19th century, but it was popular. It was actually more popular in the 20th century. And what, if you go on Grok, by the way, on X, which he mentioned, Twitter, whatever, and it became more popular regarding the JFK assassination, where okay, yeah, we all know, or a lot of people know, that you had LBJ probably directing it and potentially one of America's allies behind it as well. That's the other theory they talk about on C-SPAN, right? But the term conspiracy became a bigger term right after the JFK assassination, the Warren Report, which the Warren Report was nonsense. Okay? So you're just looking at all these things. You're talking about CIA, deep state. Like, yo, Geoff Wilson, let's use a conspiracy theory term, covers up for the deep state of the hobby, right? This is how it is. Like, cover up for Fanatics, cover up for Ruben, cover up what goes on at the white parties, cover up that Ruben's hanging out with shady people, and has people like Jay-Z investing in it. And like, look at Jay-Z's rap sheet. A lot of people think he's done a lot of hanky panky, like a lot. And there are allegations of what Beyonce has done and potential grooming of kids, which sounds insane, but that's what I think Rob Johnson, I think a running back, said on Whitlock's show a couple months ago. So let's have discussions about all the shady people at Fanatics, associated with Fanatics. Are those conspiracy theories out there? And also, I know that your show is covering more pertinent issues in the hobby, but will you cover the Spiegel brothers lawsuit where in one of the depositions out there, a California doctor produced a corporate flow chart, and in this chart, it showed that Matthew Allen allegedly at one point was the head of Golden's private sales department. Are you going to talk about Matthew Allen? You want to dig into that? I know, there are people out there in the hobby that call me conspiracy theorists, call me a crank and this and that. I mean, look, I did this on Lameme James and also this Cardboard Life, right? I mean, maybe try to zoom in on this. It says, thanks for the Trey Young shine. I promise I'll never meme you or card porn. Hey, Jeff Wilson, is that a conspiracy theory? Are you going to dig deeper into that? Are you going to dig into the high end and potential hanky panky to the ninth degree? So the minute you start talking about conspiracy theories, but you're covering up, let's use a conspiracy theory term, for the hobby deep state, I think you should be very careful in how you start coming after people. And there's a reason why people didn't believe the Paul Skeens story, and that is like how many kids actually use journals these days. What I said is it looked fishy, but the weird part was Fanatics didn't announce it for about 20 some days while they made money off the breaks. Like, Jeff, are you going to go after your boys and Fanatics? Are you going to call out the deep state of the hobby? Nah, you're not going to do that at all. You're just going to go for the breadcrumbs. So, Jeff Wilson, remember, does not like conspiracy theories. Just remember that. But he covers up for the hobby deep state. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Talk to you later. Bye.